It's official. Wednesday Season 2 is bigger, bolder, and far more twisted than we ever imagined. From creepy new villains and shocking deaths to family secrets and lost powers, Part 1 has taken us on a wild ride through Nevermore and beyond. But as the dust settles, we're left with one major question: what just happened? Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In this video, we're breaking down everything from the mysterious Lois project to that brutal cliffhanger ending, Tyler's terrifying return, and what it all means for Wednesday Addams moving forward. Let's dive deep into the chaos of Wednesday Season 2, Part 1 recap and ending explained.
I only signed my name in blood.
I would expect nothing less.
Here we woe again. All right, creepy crew. Wednesday Addams is back, and so is the chaos. After what felt like a forever-long wait, Wednesday Season 2 kicks off with a bang and a few black tears in the first episode, perfectly titled, Here We Woe Again. So, what's our gothic queen been up to? Well, she's been sharpening her psychic skills with the help of Judy's book, and even takes a quick detour to Kansas City to solve a cold case. Yes, seriously. She hunts down the Kansas City scalper, played by Haley Joel Osment, ends up tied in a creepy basement, but of course with Thing's help and some freaky visions, she brings the serial killer down. That's just Wednesday being Wednesday, but the real story begins back at Nevermore Academy. She's not exactly thrilled to return, especially when she learns that her brother Pugsley is now attending too. Yep, the Addams family is officially taking over Jericho. Morticia and Gomez even get offered a new house near campus, previously owned by Marilyn Thornhill. Suspicious much. Meanwhile, a weird crime goes down. A man gets swarmed and pecked to death by a murder of crows after snapping photos of an affair. Very on brand for the show. And guess who stumbles onto the scene? Wednesday, of course. That's when she meets her new enemy, Sheriff Santiago, and reconnects with former Sheriff Donovan Galpin, aka Tyler's dad, who's working on something shady with serious outcast consequences. Back at school, Wednesday's a reluctant celebrity. People are asking for autographs. She's horrified, but not as much as when she finds a stalker note hidden in her closet, shot via crossbow. Someone's watching her every move, and honestly, she's kind of into it. We also meet a mysterious new music teacher, Isadora Capri, played by Billie Piper, who's already throwing off major suspicious vibes. And then there's the pyre. Principal Dort sets up a big flaming bird statue event, but Wednesday realizes her only novel manuscript is hidden inside it. She rushes in, snatches the book from the flames just in time, and then totally roasts the crowd with a fiery speech, and literally torches a painting of herself. But just when things can't get darker, Wednesday has another vision. Enid's dead in a graveyard, and blames her. Uh-oh, this mystery, it's just getting started.
What? Your pet zombie, Slurp? He's escaped.
The Devil You Woe. Okay, things are getting wild, like even by Nevermore standards. Episode 2 of Wednesday Season 2, titled The Devil You Woe, is chaotic, creepy, and absolutely packed with plot twists. If you thought the Black Tears, Zombie Brothers, and Stalkers were enough drama, buckle up. Let's start with those mysterious Black Tears. Morticia finally gives Wednesday an answer. They're a sign of psychic exhaustion, which makes sense because when Wednesday finds Galpin's corpse, yes, he's dead now, eyes pecked out and all, she tries to use her powers, but nothing happens. Her visions are gone. Naturally, she's arrested by Sheriff Santiago for being near the crime scene, but Gomez swoops in as her lawyer and gets her out fast. Back at Nevermore, it's prank day, which is terrible timing for Wednesday, considering her whole dead friend vision situation. She walks into her dorm to find Enid dead with her throat slit, but surprise, it's a prank. Unfortunately, it hits a little too close to home. The stalker is back too, leaving Galpin's eye on Enid's pillow, gross, and sending creepy texts from his phone. From Dr. Orloff, Wednesday learns about Avians, people who can control birds, though apparently none have been at Nevermore in over a decade. To get more answers, she forces Enid to drive her to Willow Hill Psychiatric Hospital to see Tyler, who's being held separately from Marilyn. Tyler is still as threatening as ever, and when he hears his dad is dead, he just threatens Enid's life. Not cool. Meanwhile, Pugsley has a pet zombie now, named Slurp, who, shocker, escapes, kills Enid's driving instructor, and eats his brains. Classic Pugsley chaos. It's also Thing's birthday, and everyone forgets, except Enid, who ditches her new crush Bruno to cheer him up. But while she's distracted, Both she and Bruno get kidnapped and wake up chained inside Iago Tower with blades dangling above them. Wednesday receives a mysterious call, 30 minutes to save Enid or she dies. Following cryptic clues, Wednesday tracks them down just in time. The culprit, a younger Nevermore student named Agnes DeMille, an obsessed fan who can turn invisible. She confesses to the kidnapping, but not the murders, and even offers to help solve the case. But Wednesday's troubles aren't over. When she returns to her room, she finds Goody's spell book missing, and Morticia's, the one who took it. Without her powers, and with a killer still on the loose, Wednesday's far from done. Call of the Woe, Episode 3 of Wednesday Season 2, Call of the Woe, packs in even more mystery, family drama, and straight-up camp chaos. Literally. But before we get to tense and zombie mayhem, let's rewind a bit. Turns out, Principal Dort's plans to raise funds for Nevermore involved the Bianca using her siren powers to compel Morticia into calling her estranged mother, Wednesday's grandmama, Hester Frump. That emotional impulse to reconnect kicks off the episode, with Morticia struggling to cope with the unexpected reunion and also feeling guilty for forgetting Thing's birthday. She's juggling a lot, especially since Wednesday is now begging her for Goody's spellbook back. Wednesday explains the vision of Enid's death and the creepy one-eyed crow, but Morticia stands firm. She's convinced Wednesday isn't ready for that power yet, and, in a surprisingly heartfelt moment, reveals it's because of what happened to her sister, Ophelia. Morticia's trying to protect Wednesday the way no one protected her. With no powers to lean on, Wednesday goes full old-school detective. At Galpin's sparsely attended funeral, Dr. Fairburn reveals that Tyler once flew into a violent rage during a visit from his father. Suspicious, Wednesday, with help from shape-shifting Agnes's friend, yes, her little fan club's growing, hacks into Galpin's phone and finds a voice message pointing to a hidden cabin near the site of the school's upcoming camping trip. Yep, it's Nevermore's annual camping tradition, and just like the Founders' Pyre and Prank Day, it becomes the backdrop for chaos. At first, Wednesday isn't interested, but when she realizes she can use it to sneak off and investigate the cabin, she's in. Morticia, Gomez, Lurch, and Pugsley all tag along. And yes, Pugsley smuggles Slurp, his pet zombie, who is somehow healing and regrowing brain matter. Meanwhile, Nevermore competes against the Phoenix Cadets in a brutal game of capture the flag. Wednesday leads her team to victory, but the Phoenix squad, led by Ron Kruger, isn't done. They plan a nighttime counterattack. While Kruger gets his brain eaten by Slurp, no one saw that coming. Wednesday investigates the cabin and finds creepy obituaries, all Willow Hill patients. Someone named Lois might be next, but to dig deeper, she needs her powers. So she challenges Morticia to a fencing-style bling duel for Goody's book, and loses. Now stripped of powers, leads, and hope, Wednesday hits a low point just as Marilyn is transferred to Willow Hill. Something big is coming, and it's not Slurp.
Get you out of here!
Wednesday Season 2, Part 1 ending. Explain the final episode takes Wednesday and Uncle Fester deep into the heart of Willow Hill Psychiatric Hospital, where they finally uncover the mystery behind LOIS. Turns out, Lois is an acronym, Long-Term Outcast Integration Study. This top-secret program, led by Augustus Stonehurst and his daughter Judy, aimed to extract outcast abilities and transfer them to normies. A horrifying idea, and one that left countless outcasts imprisoned, traumatized, and experimented on. Among those imprisoned were outcasts presumed dead, including Patricia Redcar, an alien-like outcast, Julian Mayoigus, a faceless, a Frankenstein-like creation, and possibly even Tyler's mother, the original Hyde Francoise Galpin. Their existence proves that Willow Hill was running unsanctioned experiments for years and hiding the results from the world.
Fester?
Judy's shocking reveal, the Avian murderer, unmasked. The major villain reveal comes when the mysterious Avian finally confronts Wednesday and Fester and unmasks herself as Judy, the assistant to Dr. Fairburn, played by Heather Matarazzo. Judy turns out to be the daughter of Augustus Stonehurst, Nevermore's former science teacher. Through her father's experiments, Judy inherited the rare avian ability to control birds. specifically the one-eyed crow that's been stalking Wednesday all season. Judy murdered Galpin and Carl Bradbury because they got too close to exposing her and Augustus's work at Willow Hill. Once she realized Wednesday was also snooping around both crime scenes, she kept a close eye on her too, knowing she could be a threat to the operation. Tyler's escape and Wednesday's brutal fall Fester uses his powers to short-circuit Willow Hill, freeing the outcasts, and, unfortunately, releasing everyone else. Amidst the chaos, Marilyn Thornhill tries to use the moment to reclaim control over Tyler. But instead of falling back under her influence, Tyler transforms into the Hyde and kills her in a brutal attack. Then, in a shocking cliffhanger, Tyler and Wednesday come face to face. Their fight isn't shown in full, but we do see Tyler throw Wednesday through a large window, her body crashing to the ground below. Bleeding and unconscious, she's left lying on the sidewalk as the Hyde flees into the woods, gunfire from the authorities doing nothing to stop him. The season ends on a disturbing note. Is Wednesday alive? Is Wednesday dead or just unconscious? While it's pretty much a given that Wednesday Addams will survive, this is her show, after all. The state she's in is left deliberately unclear. It's possible that she's merely unconscious and will be rushed to the hospital. She may fall into a coma due to her injuries. She could have a near-death experience that triggers the return of her psychic powers. Whatever the case, this fall is a major turning point. Wednesday's already been struggling with losing her visions. This traumatic moment might be the key to reawakening her abilities, or might push her even deeper into uncertainty. Where's Tyler going? Now that Tyler is free, the big question is, what's next for him? He could return to Jericho, hide in the woods, seek revenge at Nevermore, or even reunite with anyone still loyal to him. His storyline is far from over, and with Thornhill gone, he may become even more dangerous and unpredictable in Part 2. Slurps Past with Augustus Stonehurst. One of the most surprising moments in Episode 4 comes from Slurp, the zombie teen brought back by Pugsley. As he becomes more human with every brain he eats, Slurp finally speaks. And when he sees Augustus Stonehurst, he chillingly greets him with, "Hello, old friend," before devouring his brain. That line implies that Slurp once knew Augustus, possibly from their days at Nevermore. It even hints that Slurp might have been one of Stonehurst's early test subjects, potentially dying as a result of his cruel experiments. That connection adds a tragic layer to Slurp's story, and a hint that Ajax's tale of the skull tree may be more important than it seemed.
We just liberated our first asylum. I live for days like this.
Ophelia's mysterious past. In a surprising twist, Fester reveals that Morticia's sister Ophelia was once a patient at Willow Hill, committed there by their mother, Grandmama Hester Frump. Ophelia had been found at Nevermore, screaming and crying black tears, a sign of overwhelming psychic power. After escaping the facility, Ophelia vanished, and Morticia hasn't heard from her in over 20 years. With the mystery of Willow Hill now fully unraveled, it's possible that Part 2 will finally bring answers about what happened to Ophelia and whether she might still be alive somewhere. Will Wednesday get her powers back in Part 2? Perhaps the biggest question of all. Will Wednesday's visions return? Ever since seeing Enid's possible death, her powers have failed. The spellbook is out of reach, her psychic energy is depleted, and her confidence shaken. But with everything happening, including her near-death fall, deepening connection with Morticia, and the threat of Tyler and other outcasts, something is bound to awaken within her. Whether it's a new power, a stronger vision, or an emotional breakthrough, Wednesday isn't staying powerless for long. Our nerdy thoughts. Part 1 of Wednesday Season 2 ends with big reveals, a terrifying villain, and Wednesday literally falling from a window. From Lois and the twisted experiments at Willow Hill to Slurp's revenge and Ophelia's mysterious past, the threads are finally connecting, and they all lead into what promises to be a dark, dangerous, and emotional Part 2. And that's how Wednesday Season 2 Part 1 leaves us, with secrets exposed, powers lost, and Wednesday's fate hanging by a thread. With Tyler on the loose and new mysteries unfolding, Part 2 is set to be even darker, deadlier, and more emotional. Stay tuned. The real storm is just beginning.